Hi, this is Ajay Anand and welcome to science classes from excelup.com. In this video, you will learn the solution of questions from exemplar problems from the chapter Chemical Reactions and Equations. These are multiple choice questions and they have been taken from NCERT book on exemplar problems from class 10th science. Question 1. Which of the following is not a physical change? Option A, boiling of water to give water vapor. B, melting of ice to give water. C, dissolution of salt in water. And D, combustion of liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG. And the answer is D, combustion of liquefied petroleum gas. In remaining options A, B and C, no new substance is formed, and that is why they are physical changes. But we know that when any substance undergoes combustion, then a new substance is formed, and that is why option D is not a physical change, it's a chemical change. Question 2. The following reaction is an example of A. The equation is 4NH3 plus 5O2 is equal to 4NO plus 4H2O. And the options are 1, displacement reaction, 2, combination reaction, 3, redox reaction, and 4, neutralization reaction. And the options for answer are A, 1 and 4, B, 2 and 3, C, 1 and 3, and D, 3 and 4. And the answer is C, 1 and 3. In this reaction, hydrogen of ammonia is being displaced by oxygen, and that is why this is a displacement reaction. In this case, hydrogen is added to oxygen or oxygen is added to hydrogen, so oxidation and reduction are taking place, and that is why this is also an example of redox reaction, and this is the reason that 1 and 3 are the correct answers. Question 3. Which of the following statements about the given reactions are correct? The equation is 3Fe plus 4H2O is equal to Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Statement 1 is iron metal is getting oxidized. Then water is getting reduced. Number 3 is water is acting as reducing agent. And number 4, water is acting as oxidizing agent. Options are 1, 2 and 3, B, 3 and 4, C, 1, 2 and 4, and D, 2 and 4. And the answer is C, 1, 2 and 4. In this equation, oxygen is added to iron, so iron is getting oxidized. So statement 1 is correct. Oxygen is removed from water, so water is getting reduced. So statement 2 is correct. And water is providing oxygen for oxidation of iron, so water is acting as oxidizing agent, and that is why C is the correct answer, 1, 2 and 4. Question 4. Which of the following are exothermic processes? Number 1, reaction of water with quicklime. Number 2, dilution of an acid. 3. Evaporation of water, and 4. Sublimation of camphor crystals. Options are A 1 and 2, B 2 and 3, C 1 and 4, and D 3 and 4. And the answer is A 1 and 2. You can recall from various activities in your science book that whenever calcium quicklime, that is added to water, then the reaction mixture becomes warmer, the temperature increases, and that is why this is an example of exothermic reaction. Whenever an acid is diluted, it also raises the temperature of the mixture. So these two are exothermic processes. In case of third and fourth statements, evaporation of water involves change of liquid to gas, and sublimation of camphor involves change of solid to gas. In both these cases, we need to supply heat, and that is why these are endothermic processes. Question 5. 3 beakers labeled as A, B and C containing 25 ml of water each were taken. A small amount of NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, anhydrous CuSO4, that is calcium sulfate, and NaCl or sodium chloride were added to the beakers A, B and C respectively. It was observed that there was an increase in temperature of the solutions contained in beaker A and B, whereas in case of beaker C, the temperature of the solution falls. Which one of the following statements is or are correct? Number 1 is, in beakers A and B, endothermic process has occurred. The statement says that in A and B there is an increase of temperature. So this is an exothermic process. So statement 1, that A and B exothermic processes occurred, is true. In beakers A and B, endothermic processes occurred. This is a wrong statement. Okay. In beaker C, exothermic processes occurred, but the statement says that in beaker C, the temperature falls. So this is an endothermic process. Okay. So answer is C 1 and 4. Question 6. A dilute ferrous sulfate solution was gradually added to the beaker containing acidified permanganate solution. The light purple color of the solution fades and finally disappears. Which of the following is the correct explanation for the observation? A. KMNO4 is an oxidizing agent. It oxidizes FeSO4. B. FeSO4 acts as an oxidizing agent and oxidizes KMNO4. C. The color disappears due to dilution, no reaction is involved. And D. KMNO4 is an unstable compound and decomposes in presence of FeSO4 to a colorless compound. The answer is A. KMNO4 is an oxidizing agent. It oxidizes FeSO4. You may have read that potassium permanganate is a very strong oxidizing agent, and because of its strong oxidizing properties, it is often utilized in titration reactions, where the color change gives the clue whether the given substance is acid or base, or even in other chemical analysis we use KMNO4 for titration. The equation involved in this reaction is 2 KMNO4 plus 8 H2SO4 plus 10 FeSO4 is equal to K2SO4 plus 5 Fe2SO4 whole 3 plus 2 MnSO4 plus 8 H2O. So ferrous sulfate changes to ferric sulfate. Question 7. Which among the following is or are double displacement reactions? Number one is Pb plus CuCl2 is equal to PbCl2 plus Cu. Here lead is displacing copper, so this is a single displacement reaction. Number two is Na2SO4 plus BaCl2 is equal to BaSO4 plus 2NaCl. In this case, sodium is displacing barium from barium chloride, and barium is displacing sodium from sodium sulfate. So double displacement is taking place. Answer is B, 2 only. Third and fourth, C plus O2 is equal to CO2 and CH4 plus O2 is equal to CO2 plus 2H2O are examples of combustion. Question 8. Which among the following statements is or are true? Exposure of silver chloride to sunlight for a long duration turns gray due to 1. Formation of silver by decomposition of silver chloride. 2. Sublimation of silver chloride. 3. Decomposition of chlorine gas from silver chloride. And 4. Oxidation of silver chloride. And the options are A, 1 only, B, 1 and 3, C, 2 and 3, and D, 4 only. Answer is A, 1 only. We know that silver halide undergoes photolytic decomposition. This means when silver halide is kept in sunlight, it decomposes into silver and halogen, and the same reaction is taking place here, that because of decomposition of silver halide, silver is being formed. Question 9. Which of the following processes involves chemical reactions? A. Storing of oxygen gas under pressure in a cylinder. B. Liquefaction of air. C. Keeping petrol in a china dish in the open. And D. Heating copper wire in presence of air at high temperature. The answer is D. Heating copper wire in presence of air at high temperature. This results in formation of copper oxide. So a new substance is formed. In remaining options, no new substance is formed because oxygen remains oxygen, air remains air, there is no new substance, and when petrol is kept in open, it just evaporates. Okay, no new substance is formed. Question 10. Solid calcium oxide reacts with water to form calcium hydroxide accompanied by liberation of heat. This is called slaking of lime. Calcium hydroxide dissolves in water to form its solution called lime water. Which among the following is or are true about slaking of lime and the solution formed? Number 1, it is an endothermic reaction. Number 2, it is an exothermic reaction. Number 3, the pH of resulting solution will be more than 7. And number 4 is the pH of resulting solution will be less than 7. Options are A, 1 and 2, B, 2 and 3, C, 1 and 4, and D, 3 and 4. So A can be easily ruled out because it can be either exothermic or endothermic. Okay. Now this says liberation of heat. So liberation of heat means that this is an exothermic reaction. So 2 will be in answer, and let us see what happens in case of 3. The pH of resulting solution will be more than 7. That means the solution will be alkaline. We know that oxides of metal, they are basic in nature. So aqueous solution of metallic oxides, they are alkaline in nature, which means their pH will be more than 7, and that is why 2 and 3 are the correct statement, and correct answer is B, 2 and 3. Barium chloride on reacting with ammonium sulfate forms barium sulfate and ammonium chloride. Which of the following correctly represents the type of reaction involved? Number 1, displacement reaction. Number 2, precipitation reaction. 3, combination reaction. And 4, double displacement reaction. So in one of the previous questions also, you have read that, say for example, barium chloride and sodium sulfate, when they react, their double displacement reaction takes place. Similarly, when barium chloride reacts with ammonium sulfate, double displacement reaction takes place. So barium displaces ammonia and it makes barium sulfate, and ammonia makes ammonia from ammonium chloride, ammonium sulfate displaces barium from barium chloride to make ammonium chloride. So this is a double displacement reaction. And a precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. So this is also an example of precipitation reaction. So 2 and 4 are the correct answers, and option D, 2 and 4 is the correct answer. Question 12. Electrolysis of water is a decomposition reaction. The mole ratio of hydrogen and oxygen gases liberated during electrolysis of water is A 1:1, B 2:1, C 4:1, and D 1:2. The answer is B 2:1. If you can recall the molecular formula of water, this is H2O. So a molecule of water contains 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, and this gives the clue of the ratio. Question 13. Which of the following is or are an endothermic process? Number 1, dilution of sulfuric acid. Obviously it will be an exothermic process. Dilution of any acid is exothermic. 2, sublimation of dry ice. 3, condensation of water vapor. And 4, evaporation of water. Options are A 1 and 3, B 2 only, C 3 only, and D 2 and 4. The answer is D 2 and 4. In case of statement 2, solid is converted to gas, so it needs temperature to be supplied. In statement 4, liquid is changing to gas, so this is also an endothermic process. Question 14. In double displacement reaction between aqueous potassium iodide and aqueous lead nitrate, a yellow precipitate of lead iodide is formed. While performing this activity, if lead nitrate is not available, which of the following can be used in place of lead nitrate? Options are A, lead sulfate, that is insoluble, B, lead acetate, C, ammonium nitrate, and D, potassium sulfate. The answer is B, lead acetate. We need to get lead acetate as a product, so one of the reactants should have a lead as its component. So we need a compound of lead, and that is why options C and D can be easily ruled out because lead is absent in these compounds. Now, for double displacement reaction to take place, it is necessary that both the reactants, they should be soluble in water and they should break into ions in aqueous solution. Until unless they break into ions, there won't be exchange of ions to make new products. So option A is insoluble, so this can be ruled out. This leaves option B, lead acetate. Question 15. Which of the following gases can be used for storage of fresh sample of an oil for a long time? A, carbon dioxide or oxygen, B, nitrogen or oxygen, C, carbon dioxide or helium, and D, helium or nitrogen. The answer is D, helium or nitrogen. Carbon dioxide and oxygen, they are reactive gases. So carbon dioxide is in option A and C, oxygen is in these two options. So we can easily rule out A, B and C. Helium is an inert gas and nitrogen is almost non-reactive. And we need to prevent oxidation of oil so that it does not get rancid while packing the oil. Okay, so that is why we cannot use oxygen for the packing. And that is why helium or nitrogen are used for packing fresh samples of oil or even packing fried foods like potato chips. Question 16. The following reaction is used for the preparation of oxygen gas in laboratory? 2KClO3 is equal to 2KCl plus 3O2. Heat and catalysts are being applied. Which of the following statements is or are correct? A. It is a decomposition reaction and endothermic in nature. B. It is a combination reaction. C. It is a decomposition reaction and accompanied by release of heat. D. It is a photochemical decomposition reaction and exothermic in nature. So here heat is being supplied, which means this is an endothermic reaction, and one molecule is breaking to give two products. Okay, so this is a decomposition reaction, and that is why option A is the correct answer. Question 17. In which of the following chemical equations the abbreviations represent the correct states of the reactants and products involved at reaction temperature? The reaction is combination of hydrogen and water to give hydrogen and oxygen to give water. So it is 2H2 plus O2 is equal to 2H2O. In option A, hydrogen and oxygen are shown as liquids and water is shown as gas. In option B, hydrogen is shown as gas, oxygen is liquid, and water is gas. In option C, hydrogen and oxygen are shown as gases while water is shown as liquid. And in option C, all three are shown as gases. Answer is C, in which hydrogen and oxygen are gases and water is liquid. We know that hydrogen and oxygen are gases at room temperature and water is a liquid at room temperature, and that is why this option is the correct answer. Question 18. Which of the following are combination reactions? 1. 2KClO3 is equal to 2KCl plus 3O2. This has been taken from one of the previous questions, the production of oxygen. So this is a decomposition reaction. MgO plus H2O is equal to MgOH whole 2. Here two reactants, they are combining to give one product. So this is a combination reaction. 4Al plus 3O2 is equal to 2Al2O3. In this case also two reactants, they are giving one product. So this is also combination reaction. Zn plus FeSO4 is equal to ZnSO4 plus Fe. This is a displacement reaction, two reactants and two products. Okay, and the options are A 1 and 2, B 3 and 4, C 2 and 4, and D 2 and 3. The answer